Hello, 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 and welcome to my channel. Alright, so as you can see from the description, this is a get to know me video. If this is your very first time on my channel, which it probably should be because this is my very first video. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment of what you think about the video and what type of videos you guys want me to post. Alright, before I get into the video, I'm just going to give you guys a little backstory about myself. So my name is Kabaso Natasha Womanyuma. I am originally from Lusaka, Zambia, but I'm based in Canada, and I'm kind of just building my, educational, academic, and professional career here. So it's really been a big transformation from, Africa to North America. But overall, I'm so grateful for this experience, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here. And, I just decided to take a leap and decide to start this channel because it has been long overdue. But yeah, so let's just get straight into the questions. My advice to someone that would be looking to turn into Christianity full time would honestly be just go for it. God is constantly talking to us, and I feel like He's constantly nudging us on things that we should do in our lives. And if you have this overwhelming urge to build your faith, for the most part, I think that He is directing you into that path. It's not going to be an easy road, but I know for a fact that it is one of the most beneficial decisions I have made personally, and I would just advise anyone that's looking to get more invested in their faith to just put all hands on deck and go for it. Alright, let's get into the next question. I will definitely be doing collaborations. This is my first video, but I am always down for the ride. It's not something that I've ever really talked about. I kind of am active on all my other social medias, but I would shy away from collaborations a lot just because I don't like engaging with people. But this is a completely new approach for me, and I will honestly be down to collaborate with anyone that is looking to just, build their content and also just might seem interested in the content I'm making. So yeah, I'll definitely be getting into those. I would say one of the biggest eye-openers for me was traveling to Halifax last year, 2024. I just had this overwhelming experience, overwhelming encounter with God. It's the first time that I actually was intentional about, seeking Him and listening to Him. And going to Halifax, I just felt this really, really great sense of peace. I was really going through a lot in 2024, and I was just on the verge of giving up with regards to a lot of things, but I took that intentional step because I kept on getting this sense that I need to get back into my faith. I've grown up in a Christian home for context, and I've always known God, but I feel like for a large sum of my life I slipped away from that. But being able to intentionally mend that relationship was honestly just great for me. I feel like I'm doing so much better from last year, and it hasn't even been the end of this year, but I feel way more content with myself and way more at peace. So a lot did lead me to it, but I feel like He kind of just really stood in my face and was like, yo, we need to get back on track. So yeah. I actually really like this question. I do not know. For the most part, I just dress up. I just kind of wake up and decide to put on clothes. But I think for a long time, I loved basing my color palettes off of nature. I love a lot of earth tones, and most of my outfits would lean towards more earthy outfits. But for the most part, when I'm finding inspiration for my outfits, I just go onto Pinterest and kind of look up a bunch of ideas that I'm kind of leaning towards and get inspiration from there. So I would say Pinterest is a really, really, really good spot to look for ideas and kind of just get inspiration. But for the most part, I just honestly just put on clothes, whatever feels comfortable, whatever I like. I would say just be confident in what you're wearing. So yeah. What made you lock your hair? Um, I was just tired. Like, I was tired of having to constantly do my hair. And I feel like also it kind of was a spiritual decision, because I felt like I was consuming, like, I was prioritizing so much of my external beauty. And I would constantly just want to look a certain way all the time. And I feel like, the thing about building your faith and getting closer to God is that you realize that a lot of things that are considered normal in life are kind of idolized to a certain extent. And I feel like I idolized the idea of looking beautiful all the time. And I'm not saying that you don't need to look beautiful as a Christian, but I was spending so much time, focusing on the way I looked and how I appeared to people. And I feel like me getting locks was kind of a way to start a new journey for myself. And also, I was just tired. Like, my hair wasn't doing the best, and like I was like my head would just constantly hurt from getting braids and all that. So I kind of just needed a break from everything, and honestly, it's been great. Like, I don't need to worry about my hair 24/7. Like, I just wake up and like moisturize my hair and I am good to go. So definitely would recommend getting locks if anyone is getting into that. What is a high school core memory and a childhood core memory? I would say a high school core memory for me is I dance a lot. Like, I just do a lot, like, but I danced for a really long time when I was younger. And I remember going into grade 10, like, I was at a boarding school, and I went to a girls boarding school from grade 8 to 9. And in grade 10 I moved to a co-ed school. And like, we had a talent competition in the first weekend of school, and I just danced, like, and I remember dancing and just feeling this overwhelming like sense of like adrenaline. It was so great, but that was really a core memory for mine. I actually think I won second position, if I'm not mistaken. Don't at me if you were at my school and I didn't win second position, but I remember getting like one of the top like rankings, and I was so happy. But yeah, that would be a high school memory of mine. I'd say a childhood core memory I have would probably be when I was like 6 or 7. I remember going to a zoo in London with my parents. I think it was actually my mom and her sister, maybe. Anyway, but so we went to this zoo, and I had this really beautiful encounter with the jaguar. I feel like that's also kind of one of that was kind of one of the things that prompted me to like realizing that like God is real, because to be able to just look into this other being's eyes and see a soul was just beautiful. But I remember obviously my communication has been lost in translation over the years, but I just remember looking into its eyes and being like, wow, like, this is beautiful. But yeah, all right, what school did you go to? I'm going to mention my high school because I don't think it's relevant to mention anything else. Anyway, I went to David Kaunda National Technical Secondary School. Yeah, I know it's a lot, but like, yeah, I feel like it was definitely an experience. But I am grateful that I got the opportunity to go to this school. I feel like it prepared me for a lot of things that growing up doesn't really, like, your parents can't really tell you about growing up, but I was kind of exposed to all these things. And I'm glad that I experienced them at a younger age, because now I am able to, navigate life, not necessarily regretting situations or regretting things that I do, because I kind of had that experience earlier on that just prepared me for now. But honestly, grateful, had its ups and downs, but it was definitely a good experience, yeah. I am studying communications and media. I do have a minor in business and I am doing film too, so there is really a lot going on, but I'm really passionate about media and communications, which is funny because I didn't actually intend on doing this. I actually really wanted to get into veterinary school, and like I don't know, like my parents were just like, just try communications. And like at the moment I was like, oh my gosh, like why are you deciding for me? But then now, like looking at it, I was like, you know, your parents know you more than you know yourself, which is actually really funny because I love my major. Like I love my degree so much. Like it's taught me so much, and it's kind of made me realize that so much of the things I was doing kind of directed into communications. But overall, love it. Got into film recently, love it. It's just honestly a great time. Yeah. All right, this is the last question. I promise I won't rumble after this. What is one thing you would change in the world if you could? I think this is a very vague answer, but one thing I would probably change in the world if I could would be discrimination. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like a lot of, you know, inequality and like unjust situations are because of discrimination. And it's like discrimination kind of is a very like broad term, but there's like so many forms of discrimination in the world, like class and gender and race, and you have all these things. And I feel like so much of decision making and like, you know, like so many things in this world are based off discrimination. Like so many people are not able to get jobs because of discrimination. So many people are not able to get good housing because of like class discrimination. Like, you know, there's just so much discrimination going on, and I feel like if I was to be able to eliminate discrimination as a whole off the world, like off the face of the earth, I feel like it would be such a way more functioning society, or such a way more functioning system, because so much of our opinions are biased and just prejudiced. And like I just feel like if there wasn't really any discrimination, I don't think a lot of the problems we're facing right now we would be facing. Yeah. Alright, we have reached the end of the video, and if you stayed all the way, I am so grateful. And if you did like the video, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and just leave a comment on whether you like the video or not, and what kind of content you want me to be posting. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.